Hello friends, my name is Professor Sonal Gogri. I am an assistant professor working with Faculty of Business Administration, GLS BBA, GLS University. In the previous session, we talked about attributes, qualifiers, service winners and service losers, the different dimensions of how any service organization or service brand can win customers in the marketplace. Now we shall talk about service levels. So just a quick recap. We talked about these attributes in the previous sessions, right? The different attributes or features of any services could be speed, safety, quality, convenience, availability, price, dependability, personalization and reputation. Now moving ahead with the next topic, service level. Now customers have different types of expectations from a service, right? And therefore there are two levels of service expectations of service customers. First is maximum service level, second is minimum service level. और उन दोनों के बीच में आता है zone of tolerance. Let us understand each of these. What is zone of tolerance? It is the extent to which customers identify or are willing to accept the variation between the two levels of expectation, that is maximum and minimum. Now let's say what is minimum. Minimum service level मतलब minimum, सबसे कम कि भाई इतना तो सर्विस चाहिए ही, इससे नीचे होगा तो आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू टेक द सर्विसेज, दैट्स मिनिमम. मैक्सिमम मतलब इतना अच्छा सर्विस या ये भी दे सकता है, राइट? दैट इज मैक्सिमम. व्हाट शुड बी, व्हाट ऑट टू बी, व्हाट कैन बी, दैट इज योर मैक्सिमम सर्विस. एंड इन बिटवीन दीज टू इज जोन ऑफ टॉलरेंस, which is what customers are accepting it and are satisfied with the service. Let me again tell you. Minimum, when you go to a restaurant, right? At least neat होना चाहिए, hygiene maintain होना चाहिए, food should be fresh, good quality. This is minimum service. Would you ever eat a food अगर restaurant का owner का ये कल का है खा लो? Of course not, right? Yeah, food में अगर ककरी गिरी हुई है, will you ever try to eat it? No. That's a minimum service level. इतना तो basic चाहिए कि food अच्छा हो, quality अच्छी हो, neat हो, hygienic हो. Basic things are important. That is your minimum service level. For that you are paying to the restaurant. You are not just paying for food, but you are paying for all these attributes. Maximum service level, let's just say someone says that, I went to this luxury hotel which gives a complimentary ice cream or a welcome drink, complimentary for every customer who comes in. ऐसा यहाँ पे क्यों कोई रेस्टोरेंट नहीं कर रही? That means what should be? वो रेस्टोरेंट ऐसा करती है, यहाँ पे भी कोई ऐसा करे. That's a maximum service level. Now imagine you go to a restaurant, a common restaurant, और वहाँ पे आपको welcome drink दिया. You get so happy. Wow, इस रेस्टोरेंट ने मुझे फ्री में ड्रिंक दिया, right? एक आध दो रेस्टोरेंट देगी तब तक it is, that brings excitement, that brings delight to the customers. What if every restaurant does it? Then I hope you remember, winners will soon become qualifiers. Now it's a basic expectation. Welcome drink तो चाहिए ही, राइट? अब आप फ्यूचर में जब कोई रेस्टोरेंट में जाओ और वो वेलकम ड्रिंक ना दे तो ये रेस्टोरेंट ने तो वेलकम ड्रिंक भी नहीं दिया. सो आई होप दिस मेक्स सेंस. अ मैक्सिमम सर्विस लेवल इज समथिंग व्हाट कैन बी, व्हाट ऑट टू बी, व्हाट शुड बी टू डिलाइट द कस्टमर्स. But very soon the maximum service level would soon become a part of zone of tolerance. That is, winners will soon become qualifiers. So I hope what is minimum and maximum service level is clear. अब ये दोनों लेवल क्या होते हैं, ये लेवल कहाँ से आते हैं? These level depend from person to person, situation to situation, and we'll take some examples. Let's say that it's your birthday party and you have given a special dress. Maybe boys have given a special shirt or a kurta or a coat, right, to the designer. कि आपको एक स्पेशल कस्टमाइज्ड कोट बना के दे, और गर्ल्स might have given again a special dress to a designer जो आपको special dress बना के दे. So because it's your special occasion, right? And so what is the level of emergency? It's always high, right? इसमें तो मैं quality भाई compromise नहीं करूँ. It's my special birthday. I've specially arranged a party. So I will not compromise the quality. My maximum level is high. My minimum level भी ऊपर है, बहुत ज़्यादा minimum नहीं है कि चला लूँगी, नहीं. Minimum भी यार इतना तो चाहिए. I am paying. It's my birthday. Right? The emergency level is high. So minimum upper, maximum zone of tolerance is low. Right? If it is not your birthday and you have simply, you are just, enjoying this occasional dress, कैजुअल है, ऐसे ही घर के लिए आपने बनाया है, कॉलेज के लिए रेगुलर में बनाया है, तो योर मिनिमम सर्विस लेवल इज वेरी लो. इट इज ओके अगर थोड़ा बहुत ऊपर नीचे हुआ तो, घर के लिए ही पहनना है कोई बात नहीं. मैक्सिमम सर्विस लेवल तो ऊपर है ही. जोन ऑफ टॉलरेंस इज ह्यूज. आई होप आई एम मेकिंग सेंस. जोन ऑफ टॉलरेंस could be high or low depending on the situation of the service. Emergency services, zone of tolerance high, right? And if the services are not emergency, okay, sorry. Okay, so if the services are emergency, for example, occasional dress, zone of tolerance is low, right? Low zone of tolerance. And if it is for casual, so high zone of tolerance. Are we clear till here? Okay, so now let me move ahead with an example. Maximum service level is a blend of what this customer believes can be or should be. Minimum service level is the lowest acceptable expectation, the lowest level of performance acceptable to the customer. So something which is lowest acceptable. यार इतना हम accept कर लेंगे, right? And zone of tolerance is between the minimum and maximum service level. Let's take an example. For example, if a customer goes to a bank to withdraw money, his or her maximum level of expectation may be that the bank should provide the service within 10 minutes. क्या सोच कर गए हैं कि भाई maximum service level, maximum मतलब सबसे अच्छा, 10 मिनट में तो हो जाए, मतलब बेस्ट है बैंक, बेस्ट है. बैंक ने 10 के बदले 15 लिए, तो कस्टमर क्या करेगा? कुछ नहीं, ठीक है यार, मैं 10 मिनट सोच के गई थी, 15 मिनट हो, आई कैन वर्क ऑन इट, आई एम सेटिस्फाइड विद द सर्विस, राइट? सो यहाँ पे इज जस्ट सेटिस्फाइड. बट इफ द बैंक टेक्स मोर देन 15 मिनट, यार 20, 25, 30 मिनट हो गए, हम बैठे हैं यहाँ पे, कोई सर्विस हमें मिल नहीं रही, व्हाट डू वी डू? हियर द कस्टमर इज एक्सट्रीमली डिससैटिस्फाइड, एंग्री, फ्रस्ट्रेटेड, राइट? और मैंने 10 मिनट सोचा था, 10 मिनट में सर्विस दे दे मतलब बेस्ट है, 5 मिनट में दे दिया. यू आर सुपर हैप्पी, यू आर डिलाइटेड, राइट? आई होप दिस इज क्लियर. सो व्हाट हैपेंस if it is taking, instead of 10, you thought of 10 as your highest maximum level, what should be 10, right? और 15 मिनट लिए, it is still tolerable, right? 15 मिनट से ज्यादा हो गया तो you are displeased, और 10 मिनट से कम हुआ, 5 मिनट में हो गया, then you are highly pleased. Now this zone of tolerance, as I said, it varies from person to person, from situation to situation. Your zone of tolerance will be low. If you remember, I just explained you this, will be very low if the tailor delays the delivery of clothes that you want to wear for your birthday party. Birthday party के लिए चाहिए, emergency है, best चाहिए, कोई compromise नहीं, zone of tolerance छोटा हो गया, right? लेकिन casual wear के लिए चाहिए था, तो minimum और maximum के बीच में there is a difference. So it will be significantly higher if the clothes are meant just to be for casual wear. Right? I hope this is clear. Further, the tolerance zone differs from person to person for the first time service and the recovery service. So it differs from person to person, right? Also from the type of service. आप पहली बार सर्विस लेने जा रहे हो, आप शांत रहोगे. 2-3 बार हो गए, सर्विस नहीं मिला, अब आप गुस्सा हो जाओगे, right? So service to service, person to person, customer to customer, situation to situation, birthday is another situation, casual wear is another situation, right? Customer to customer, I have, let's say I have not seen too much of outside world, right? A person from a rural area has not seen so much of, not experienced too many facilities or services, तो उसके लिए basic restaurant में basic services भी खुश कर रहे हैं. A person who's coming from a very developed country has seen lot of facilities and services, उनकी expectations automatically are very high, तो zone of tolerance is automatically low. So again, from person to person, person के अपने personal experiences, past experiences, level of education, lifestyle, all these differs, right? And therefore the zone of tolerance also differs. The zone of tolerance of an individual or a group depends on the position of minimum and maximum level expectation. So it is important to know that the factors, so it is important to note the different factors influencing these levels to estimate the zone of tolerance. Okay, now what is zone of tolerance? It is the extent to which customers identify or are willing to accept variation between the two levels of expectations, maximum and minimum service level. If the performance of the service is below the minimum service level, then the customers are frustrated and highly dissatisfied. Whereas if the performance of the service is above the maximum service level, then the customers are highly delighted. When the performance of the service falls in the tolerance zone, customers do not particularly notice. So it is always on a safe side. Zone of tolerance is a safe place for companies to be a part of service, right? However, maximum से ऊपर कौन जाने की कोशिश करेंगे? Those who want to really create their mark, want loyal customers and increase the market share. The service gets the customer attention in a positive or negative way only when the service performance falls outside the tolerance zone. Tolerance zone से आप बाहर गए तो attention मिलेगा customer का, which could be either positive, delighted or negative, frustrated. The tolerance zone is low in case of important factors. Tolerance zone is low in case of important factors. My birthday was an important occasion, so tolerance zone is low, right? I am not going to compromise on quality. While the tolerance zone is high in case of not very important factors, right? Which is not very important. It is occasional clothes, not very important. So ठीक है, थोड़ा बहुत up and down. एक दो दिन late हुआ तो चलेगा. That is my tolerance zone is high. So in the process of service production and consumption, 5 levels of service performance vis-a-vis customer response might result. Exceeding maximum expected level, highly satisfied or delighted. Maximum service level, satisfied. Adequate service level, indifferent. Minimum service level, dissatisfied. Below minimum level, highly dissatisfied. Now, from where does what are the factors of expectations, or from where does the customers determine their levels? What are the determinants of customer expectation? So, maximum service level, service expectations कहाँ से बनी? Right? Service expectation, maximum service level की कहाँ से बनी? Customer के अपने needs and wants, derived expectations of others, right? किसी ने कहा यार वहाँ जाओ उस होटल में, you get the best service, मैंने इसे दिमाग में रखा दिया, and my maximum level is very high. So now if I go, I'm expecting high level of services. And personal expectations, right? What are your personal experience, past experience, level of education, quality of work, all that is your maximum service level. What determines minimum service level? So the service choice, right? यहाँ से नहीं यहाँ से ले लेते चलेगा, you know, that's a service choice. You took that choice, so you will find your own minimum service level. Emergencies, participation abilities in service production, and situational factors. All these things determine the minimum service level. कि इतना minimum तो होना ही चाहिए. And then what determines zone of tolerance? So marketing stimulation, that is all the communication that is coming from outside, right? The advertisements, hoardings, communication from the company, their videos. यहाँ से हम determine करते हैं कि ये कैसी services होगी, कहाँ तक मुझे accept करना चाहिए. That is marketing stimulation. Word of mouth communication and past experience. So I hope this is clear. What are the determinants of customer expectations? From where does the maximum service level is determined? Needs and wants, derived expectations of others, and personal expectations. From where does the minimum service level is determined? Service choices, emergencies, participation abilities in service production, and situational factors. And from where does the zone of tolerance is determined? Marketing stimulation, word of mouth communication, and past experience. So this was overall the service levels, minimum level, maximum level, zone of tolerance, and its determinants. We took example of banks as well as tailor wala, birthday party. So I hope what is service level is clear. So we've completed service levels, attributes उसके पहले हमने किए थे यहीं पे. Next lecture we will be doing developing an effective positioning strategy. Thank you.